when you're a good player and you know how it's feeling, how you go hoop tonight, dog. What's up, man? Yeah, yeah.
Right,
Boom, and then you turn around and go call somebody else. You may not know you did that, but then
right.
you doing that, and you don't even know what you're doing, how serious of a game that is because instead of you telling this information to somebody else, they gonna put $500,000, $300,000 on the game. And guess what? The sports betting companies coming for your ass because they think you defrauded us.
Right. That's a great point, Ticket. That's a great point. And people losing lots of money on this shit, bro. I can't tell you.
And then, hold on. Then you add that. Now, what if some old man
Right. I can't tell you how many times a game is today. I won't put a bet in. I'm not sure if he's going to play or not. So I'm betting off of what I think he's going to do. And so, people got insight there. So I can say, yeah, he ain't playing. You put a bet in for them to lose. Oh, but then the team kind of sitting out and like, this is deep, bro. This is deep.
that makes me come to me. And I just think we great. Think that the initial investigation was because they're saying that people were destroyed. But I understand what you're saying about they come out with the ground. Some administration won't put the goddamn escape out. And here's the thing. The company was correct. The leader. They didn't come out with the investigation.
Yeah, they wasn't in on it. Yeah, they wasn't. And the fact that it's an ongoing investigation, bro. I know a lot of people
They got caught up in that. Now you got this, you got you know what I'm saying? And I told y'all, and I've said this, bro. All rack all get up, man. I think that they tired of it. The bet companies are not going to feel like they're going to get defrauded. They the ones that's going to take them cheap, not them getting taken. Go ahead, Pastor. What you got? Hey, Pastor, they said, I don't know if you heard now, they said that this nigga, the Lakers, and this is where the Lakers made him, and this is why Pastor was cooking on that shit when he said, yo, they got to get Jeannie Buss out of there. Because this is when Jeannie Buss was running the team. They let Damon Jones come and run that bitch through, and he wasn't even an official assistant coach. But they said they were doing that everywhere to everybody because of his relationship with LeBron James. You doing that, and now they saying that information from LeBron James in So, and you duck the buck. And we talked about it the other day. You probably saying, hey man, you always ducking the buck. And they said that's the game that nigga called the people was like, yeah, bet on the Bucks. Yeah, Brown ain't gonna play.
Man, let me tell you right now, this is gonna go down. Behind this is the quote-unquote debate that he's been watching. They hate and don't have to see it because they always look at it as and they go that means it's the actual time. That we got. This era is going to be considered the cheating era. All of the stats, all this is done phones are back. So many games, so many different sports. All clubs, one person thinking that they better than everybody, so they think that it's
I want you to break down what you were saying in your video today to everybody so we can understand, everybody can understand where you're coming from. If y'all haven't subscribed to 7 Day Sports TV, go subscribe to the channel. And I want you to break it down, and then I want you to tell us what you think about now this information that they're saying that this man facing life in prison. They saying he used his personal information that he would gather from being, because he wasn't signed with the Lakers. The Lakers let him around because he was LeBron's friend. He was working for LeBron. So, right. What do you feel about how all this stuff is breaking down? Go ahead, dog.
Well, in my opinion, man, shout out to everybody on the channel and everybody in the chat. In my opinion, this morning I'm watching ESPN and I see Greeny or whatever. He say breaking news: Chauncey Billups, Damian Jones have been arrested by the FBI in the illegal sports betting and gambling investigation. And then Shams came on there and said, this is the FBI investigation. Over 30 people were arrested this morning. And this is the Cosa Nostra. And he named the Gambino crime family, Bonanno, and I think the Genovese, right? I'm like, okay, so why are we just talking about Chauncey Billups and Damon Jones? If that's what if this is 30 people got arrested, how did the names of the rich black dudes get leaked to the media, but we don't know who these other people are? Why can't we just tell these other folks live? Whoever they is, I don't know who they is, but to say that they face some life in prison for betting. Okay, Martha Stewart wasn't facing life in prison when she got an insider tip. She had to go to prison and sit down for a couple years in a country club, but she wasn't facing life in prison. Okay, life in prison is ridiculous for somebody giving you a plug. Hey, bro, Hey, LeBron ain't playing. No, I know LeBron ain't never played against the Bucks.
Well, hold on, 7-8. Let me say one thing. I don't want to cut you off. Now, that was the one charge was that, but you got to remember they had another indictment too. They had another charge that was unsealed. The other charge was, now this was something different. They said they was doing. They also got them.
They lost tonight.
What they said was doing. Now, what they did is with the okay. The judge was right. Sorry to interrupt you. Yeah, now the other charge that they was trying now to correct him, right? Because he was not managing them in play, right? So the judge looked at it as he didn't know that he had already played with them in play. Okay, and as we know, they're still in right now. No, but they is right. But as it stands now, so they said that they'll use them now as backup testers when they if when it goes into evidence. So now you got that, but then now you got that situation. That's one situation. They're also saying that these guys they can swing, they can stand up people. Like for example, they said that David Dunn, LeBron James, and he invites people to come to these poker games to get his number. So they said all these guys, all the businesses got out for over 2 years. Like in the everybody in the poker game, right? Everybody dealing, all the players, everybody dealing all the money except for the one guy that invites. Right. So he said everybody dealing to come and play. I was in here playing before. And David Dunn did. And he told me that that's what happened. But you gotta ask yourself this question. If this is true about the Giants, if it's true, then he's up in evidence there, right? So you got to know everything going into just like you got sometimes people are in a position and they saying, look, you gonna do X, Y, and Z, or you gonna end up in the Mississippi River. Now, they're saying they were going to okay, that's what I'm saying. If you and you say it's then this is a situation where I think they could be. I'm not getting because they said, and it's indictment. They said they got a whole lot of evidence. They say they got text messages on. That's my question to myself. Is that now they put him off guard? And that if Damon Jones take outpace and all stuff, will go down there and he smashed the Packers and say, and what's the conversation the lawyers have with D Jones and them right now with their charges and what they can do?
The lawyers right
What
now,
they think?
this is a fair case. So the good thing about the feds is the feds got a point system to where if you that type of person, if you a snitch, I mean, the feds they're gonna look out for you. This ain't like the state, but the feds, they you get them this, get them that, they knocking hella 5 points off. Locked up with, they was had fair time, and these dudes went from facing 25, 30 years to all of a sudden they out in two by telling. So the feds gonna work with Damon Jones and whoever else, and they gonna because they want they right now they trying to see who. I guarantee they got phones tapped. They want to see who panicking right now, who started talking, and Damon Jones. His relationship with LeBron is going to be tested because I don't care if LeBron just one day when he was 2005 went to a poker game and just played one time his whole life. It don't matter. They because they want to see big enough for them to try. That's what they want. They want the story. They want to get like tell on whoever you tell on. Yeah,
That nigga 49 years old, man.
And he spent the rest of his life with it.
What's happening? Do that. Can't get out of here. Get my foot here. Maybe.
He don't love LeBron that much, I promise you.
And you think his family will be in it too?
You don't have to. I'm telling you, with the Feds ticket, the Feds come with most of the time, 95% of the time, the Feds are coming with receipts. And it's hard to deny the receipt. And then they put you in a certain category, and then they want to bury you for trying. Yeah.
They all your assets.
Everything. They'll take it all. Anything in your mama's name that you bought it, they put in all that stuff up, bro. You got to cooperate, bro. Everything. It's going to potentially touch you. It's going to be froze. Your baby mama stuff going to be froze. All this, bro. Your children's stuff going to be froze. Right. These niggas, they are all going to cooperate. So this thing is good. What they're going to do is, they see all this family assets, everybody stuff. The mama, dad, the girlfriend, everything. These people really talk to you, bro. They don't sit there and say, you're under investigation. That's what puts you under pressure to snitch. To make all this go away. Everybody knows you. So they have to. Well, they do that often, so they make it just yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
This is going to affect low management going forward. Because that low management is out the window. Because if you look at it like this, though, they think about video. Let's make a fuck. Yeah, let's think about it. So, you know, how something looks good, so there's a flow, I just feel it. Boom. If they know he's not going to play, or because we've seen a lot of players, I ain't playing. What?
Hey, check it. I've been around that, bro. They do it so intentionally. These players come this man, like they don't think they do that kind of shit. They do it unknowing what they're doing. It's a major issue. Yeah, and that's it. So like, they got to address the goal right now, man. Like, if you can't prove a guy is good, you can't put on Tuesday. And then Thursday, you tell him like you got to do something. Like, you can't do that, bro. Like, that's the thing. Like, what happened? Like, you got to that's the beginning of the year. That's the beginning of the year. Before they can show up and say, nah, I can't play tonight. My back hurt. Or I'll be out for this time. My leg hurt. My arm hurt. I'm outside. Yeah. Right. Yeah. You can't compete. That's all shut down now. And I'll be honest with y'all. I think that it's gonna be a push to continue back over out. Yeah, he got to go. He got to go. I think he got to go there because that nigga ain't got no control over what's going on. It's all to me. It's all his fault. He allowed all these different. They need to go ahead and break the deal.
get through this. I hope he's not. I hope he, you know, what I'm saying, stay solid. But I hope he get through this. You know, what I'm saying. I just, like I said, I can't see, man. You just, man, I just can't see that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be, to me, you got to be stupid.
The damage is done. Take it on the chunky, bro. He's done.
No, I'm saying, I'm saying you have to be stupid. I'm saying.
Oh, yes.
I'm talking about at that time. I'm talking about to risk. Because think about it. How many NBA basketball players stand up on this stuff? They had all the people on that welfare thing.
Insurance from, yeah, and insurance from. Yeah.
Yeah, that was like 6-7 months.
Big Baby Davis, yeah. You gotta go, bro. You gotta go. Hey, this is cheap. Yeah, everything is about cheap. Everybody's trying to cheap. Everybody, it's good. Can we say to open the window? There's one savvy, and they will protect the best, and they will put that in second. And either y'all think we got some of the money there, on that level, y'all can get their big matches. They're not getting themselves if they get themselves. They're not, I mean, it was a nice fight, you know. That character, they didn't get it like that since they gave it on that one. For a lot of people.
It ain't time.
And after the FBI, no. After the FBI,
and this is what a lot of these athletes, the famous people doing, that it's a lot of doctors. A lot of times, when you do a man that's a millionaire, you a mark. Okay, you become a mark. And what I mean is, mark is so you start that. You know what? So it's like, you might go there and hit the first time, right? And then you tell you invite them to this time you set up, they breaking you down the road. Now you have to pay the $20,000, okay? And now they took that, but then you do it the way you do it. So you like, hey, I'm trying to pay. You know, hey, look, we know we love them to do it. I'm an extra $20. You know what I'm saying? You pay us back with $10. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about it. Once you take that, they got like you have to run that thing like your debt to them. So they can keep giving you weaker and weaker with big deals and stuff like that. And then now, I'm like, okay, now it's like what we're going to do stuff up. Now, I know it's 3 in the morning, but we're going to need that $20,000. Oh, okay, I got you that. Give me to like about $5 once the bank open up. No. It's not how they work, man. We need that money right now. Otherwise, we got to have to tap in an extra $100,000 into that. Let's do a little favor for it. That's how they get you.
And then that favor is you don't like this to get somebody else to come over there.
Yeah, that's it. There you go.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I see exactly what you're saying. So, but I hope that, man, see, this is the thing, though, 7-8, man. And this is the crazy part, bro. That shit put people's lives in danger now. Because now, if Chauncey go in there and say something, bro.
You don't have to now.
If he go in there and talk, and they know he talk, bro.
Yeah.
They ain't just looking at you. They looking at your whole bloodline, nigga.
Yeah, but the good thing is, the law
Hey, so now they
it does is it keeps you focused. But like I said, it's just like anything. There's always somebody when you feel like they got you and all of a sudden somebody gave you opportunity. Somebody opened the door. You know what I mean? It's almost like the psychology plays out with once this is the field, and that's something they got to go. Whenever that first year, you got to go to the ball. I've been saying that Ballmer is the punishment. Ballmer has to go to the field, just like they took him on the underdog. Because if not, if you don't do that to him, now you're empowering all those other guys to stop balling. It's the norm. You know what I'm saying? This is how. This is the norm. To get away from it, you ain't gonna be able to stop it. You can't really do nothing. Somebody comes behind you and does it. You can't really do nothing. Can't do nothing. And this man got enough money to buy his own. He can own a car.
Now he's out here saying it makes me think now, y'all. Like, is it really? Do you think it's really missing game? The game as far as getting paid outside of that too, because motherfuckers getting paid even if you don't play, you still getting a check in the NBA. That's the part I hate. Like you can still not play and get a check, and then dudes can, because it's so much low management going on. Teams are so quiet with how they're going to deal with their board. Not all teams. One team is so quiet with how they're going to deal with their player with low management all the time. And now you look at this situation with this, like I'm thinking, like, hold on, man.
Yeah, probably down the bench ticket, like the 8th, 9th, 10th guy, 12th guy who don't play. I think they probably saying with some probably behind the scenes, like friends and shit. I can get that.
I'm saying guys. I'm saying when you got people that's close to you, dog. There's guys that's close to you, bro. When you play in the league, man, there's guys that you might have a couple of guys that's around you that you always talking to, telling everything to, whatever. And it's like if you tell them something,
they tell somebody else
that information, right? But then again, you have to be a close. And some of the niggas, like, I'm gonna play tonight, if on a game time decision, like that shit with Damon Jones, man. Yeah, man, it affects the life, bro.
Well, take it. I've heard casual conversations from cousins, aunties, when they get players who've been told stuff, and they're just talking. I mean, they don't mean no harm by this stuff, but they're literally just talking amongst each other, and you can be flying the wall and you hear this. I mean, it's gonna be hard to prove it like that, but it happens. It does.
But here's the thing. This is the scary part. Everybody should their chest because LeBron's gonna get asked about this. Next time he gets in front of a mic, he is gonna be bombarded about this shit. How do y'all think him and the Lakers handle this? Being that now they're talking about how Damon Jones violated the whole Lakers organization.
I don't know, bro. Avoid
being talked to. That's what they're going to do.
Gavin McMillan, who covered the Lakers all of a sudden now for the past 3-4 years, got there. He ain't been asked about that question, bro.
He sure not.
Yeah, he ain't been asked that question, bro.
No.
So,
just like the Clipper report.
Right. But they never went out.
Not to incriminate the hand that feeds them. But see, that hand is still feeding them. Right. And they're not going to do that. But everybody else in the league is going to do it. And again, Adam Silver is going to be, him and LeBron are the two main one person wants to be given power, right? Adam Silver. The other person wants to be with inherited power because everybody's following what he's doing and he's clutching on. Bro, this thing.
He gonna probably leave.
There's gonna be more arrests. There's gonna be more arrests, y'all. There's gonna be more arrests.
Yeah, it's a whole bunch of different people that could be implicated, bro. So you just gotta wait and see. I'm assuming that everybody. It's a lot. There should be a lot of people that should be implicated, bro. Because money make the league go around. For a long time, this ain't just happened this year. It's been going on for ages. We focus on this and we can't even talk about the game, bro. We can't. That's the season just started 2 days ago, and we already talking about how it's trash, bro. Yeah, we ain't even focused on Clippers getting smacked. We ain't focused on. Chicken, did you make your video on the Clippers?
Hey, you know what though? Hey, let me say this.
The whole organization was point shaving yesterday.
That whole people don't understand. That's that it's a dark crowd. No, here's another thing. The Clippers are what the Lakers tried to do a few years ago. Remember they turned all the old dudes, got their asses done, put out the names in there. Yeah, it's the same scenario. They signed a bunch of names, a bunch of old guys, and they gonna get running. They get chosen. The other people they got nothing else to do but run and shoot, ran until I believe.
They sounded like the Warriors. That's right. Every team tried to copy what the Warriors do, and they fail miserably.
But they just not gonna be.
I thought it was the top one.
They gonna flip on defense.
That's what I.
The defense take advantage of it.
You saw that last time. How many points did he make?
Like 130.
Yeah, it was like definitely
The other thing storm. They still got to catch the building. They got this back.
They still count and fucking
Yeah, bro. That team can't play in this league with old dudes. They can't have a team full of old guys.
It's the type of team.
Yeah, they can be talented all day. Them bookers is old. They even old and athletic. You still don't move like these young guys. They're gonna run your butt off the court, bro. It's just too fast.
And they literally ran them niggas off the court. Kawhi Leonard is not used to chasing niggas off ball. He was running around all game. He looked at us. We looked at 4 steps slow off.
Man, them niggas got stripped.
I don't know what's wrong with Terry Rose. You got $107 million contract. He do this for $200. Man, a lot of these dudes, I'm gonna keep this
because you don't know how
you put yourself in a lose-lose situation.
You know why that happens, bro? Because hey, Michael Porter said it best. He said, bro, like if these motherfuckers is betting on me to get numbers, all I gotta do is either get the number or don't get the number, and I can make my family rich, who've been in poverty situations for their whole life. So if I tell them to bet their life savings on my numbers, not on me not getting my numbers or getting 4 turnovers in a game or 2.5 turnovers, I just made my family rich in 10 minutes of a basketball game. You got to look at it like that.
and still can win the game. Yeah, still win the game, but get everybody paid. It's crazy, bro.
Yeah, you just spread out those turnovers over 4 quarters.
You just spread them out. Right, those plays, and then look at Malik Beasley doing the same thing. And I question LeBron last year against Chicago Bulls. His blunders against Chicago Bulls.
Bro, that was ridiculous.
That's not something that a high IQ player, they're not going to do something like that, bro. I'm just saying.
I
Sitting around and fucking Kyle Kuzma will push you to play defense?
He got
That's
a lot
questionable,
of questionable, bro. Especially on the turnover thing. Some of his turnovers are like, bro, what are you talking? Come on, bro.
Hey,
man, you wouldn't even done this stuff.
That hit was crazy work. Fumbling the basketball?
Yeah.
Can you break down Pastor just real quick? When somebody says, "Oh, Rochelle made $100% of $1,000,000." know that league is, bro.
Most of the largest players are looked at, and they're bringing home like 30% of what they make, 35%.
Exactly.
That's what they're bringing home. And then y'all, that don't mean they stay, but these dudes are out here spending it, man. You'd be amazed at how many people that's in these leagues have financed their houses, financed their cars.
Yep.
Finance, bro, and
they got payments coming from out the asshole, bro.
Yeah. These dudes live the same way. So if you don't have this financial literacy, they the same way. They just got more to do with it.
And Pastor, some guys get their money. Some guys get their money up front, like half their check up front. Like you can get that.
Yeah. If you're making a certain amount, you're gonna get. It's the 4 payment thing. You get a payment in the summer. You get a payment right before the season starts. So you got half your money on day 1 of the season starts. Then you get a payment at Christmas. Then you get another one. I believe it's in February, March, something like that. Bro, these dudes be living.
They can switch up how they get paid too, though, right, Elder? If they want to elect to get it by game or by month or something like that.
Yes. But once you get to a certain level, you can say, I want to get paid the lump sums. You know what I mean? But the younger, if you ain't making a ton of money, you getting paid paycheck. I mean, you getting paid by about a week or bi-weekly or monthly, however they do it. I can't remember what
I think Jason Tatum said he ain't spending none of his NBA money. He living off endorsement.
Yeah. But see, that's money coming in outside. This is untaxable money that these guys are making. And it's cash that they can use. Really, a lot of these guys will use this kind of extra stuff to take care of their family so they don't have to touch their money. That's what they'll do it with. That mean people don't understand. You mess around, make $50,000. That's the cars the 2 cars that's needed for the niece and the nephew or whatever the case may be.
What did you need a Bugatti
These people are not satisfied with what they're making. How many of you are satisfied? You could be on the job making $50 an hour, but you think you're worth $70. You could be making $100 an hour. You could be an attorney making $200 an hour, right? $250 an hour, but you think you should be making $2,000 an hour. Nobody's going to be satisfied. So to sit here and think that, man, they got all of this, because you got a lot, you blowing it. You may be making $100,000 a year, and you still full of debt, still full of no. It's the same system set up, man. It's set up to give it to you so they can take it right back from you. It's set up.
And if you think about it, players play at their now in these times. Players play at their full potential because they want that big contract. After they get that big contract, they don't play the same. They be coasting. Real talk.
I don't know. And then what this load management is done, one of the number one things that these guys they call this is their intelligent literacy. They solve problems. So many guys I hear about it now don't even love basketball. They playing because it's business. Bro, they don't even love basketball. They love this is why it's the one thing, right? Take that out and love it. It's the love of it. It's the love How do you fight through all this stuff mentally on a day-to-day basis? Especially if you know. I didn't even know. When I gave it, oh my God, that made me. I spent that in the test. Oh my God,
yo, YouTube, what's up with your boy? Sports and Fit. Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boy? Sports and Fitness Rants. I'm back, guys. Click that like button. Subscribe to my channel. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, man. Got another great video for you guys today. As usual, man, you guys know the deal in this channel. It's all about setting the record straight, stopping the lies, stopping the narrative, stopping them from rewriting history, guys. And in this video, we are going to talk about, the news that I saw yesterday. Shout out to my man Charles over the Dreamers Pro. I stopped through his live stream yesterday when he was reporting on this, thing between Russell Westbrook and LeBron James and the fakeness of LeBron James, which we all talked about, for a while now. And we called this out, man. So shout out to him. Shout out to my man Too Raw. He was in the chat of Dreamers Pro's live yesterday. I was watching his video this morning. So shout out to them guys, man, for reporting on this. And I'm going to continue this. And these are some of the things that I think people I say something like and I don't understand saying that, what that means. Because it's very important. Real, recognize real. And in this instance, I think a lot of us understand that LeBron James is not real and he is fake. And we're going to talk about some of these scenarios, some of these instances that we've highlighted that has shown to us that LeBron James is fake. As I told you, he's not worthy to be in the conversation with the top 5, top 10 players in NBA's history, guys. Nowhere close. And I want to thank you guys, everyone across the world, everyone across the states that's been supporting my channel. Once again, guys, I am truly, truly humble, man. Much respect to everybody out there. So they continue to roll with me. It means a lot, guys, for real. Shout out to everybody in the membership, man. And you guys know what to do. Turn the volume all the way up. Hit that play button. Remember, these videos are for educational purposes. And let's roll. So, yes, guys, like I said, man, shout out to my man Charles of the Dreamers Pro, because I think he was the first person to come out with this. Like I said, I stopped by his live stream yesterday while he was reporting on this. And I was listening to some of the things he was talking about, the Russell Westbrook stuff, and some of these different instances that had happened during the time that Russell Westbrook was there. Because, Russell Westbrook has always been an emotional guy, right? I'm not saying it's in a bad way. But he's been a guy who wears emotions on his sleeve, right? And I always loved that about Russell Westbrook. Because as you guys can see, I'm a fiery individual, man. I wear my emotions on my sleeve oftentimes too, man. Like I said, I'm loud, I'm aggressive. And I always liked that about Russell Westbrook. I've told you guys many times. The only problem has been with Russell Westbrook is his lack of overall development in his overall game, right? He never really developed some of these areas that I thought really would have helped him become a greater player, would have helped his teams be better. And some of his sensitivities have gone a little crazy over the last couple of years. And I get it, man, because when you are dealing with some of the things that Russell Westbrook has been dealing with since essentially Kevin Durant left OKC. Remember, the way that Kevin Durant left Russell Westbrook, he was high and dry. He left him to take all of the blame. And everyone's looking at Russell Westbrook. Oh, man, Kevin Durant had to leave because you can't win with Russell Westbrook. Even though I highlight that Russell Westbrook was better than Kevin Durant in the 2016 Western Conference Finals. And all Kevin Durant had to do was make shots, like he said, but he wasn't doing that for them. So they'll play Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant leaves, right? Why do you leave Kevin Durant? Because you can't win with Russell Westbrook? Like I said, never stood up for Russell Westbrook, never defended Russell Westbrook. They said, you left him high and dry like that. So Russell Westbrook has been taking heat fed. The turnovers, they always highlight his turnovers. They don't want to talk about James Harden's turnovers. They won't even talk about Trae Young's turnovers or Luka Doncic's turnovers. They won't dare touch on LeBron James' turnovers, which come at the same clip. In the same kind of inopportune times for LeBron James. But they'll promote him as the greatest player of all time, one of the greatest passers of all time, the greatest all-around player. Russell Westbrook can't pass. Russell Westbrook's a turnover machine. Kevin Durant's more of a turnover machine than Russell Westbrook is, guys. I'm telling you right now, look how many turnovers Kevin Durant has versus how many assists he has in his career. That man's a turnover machine. But they won't highlight that only for Russell Westbrook. So I get his sensitivity. I told you I don't appreciate him having fans ejected or going back and forth with fans in the stands. It just makes you look bad. But I always like Russell Westbrook game. Like I said, I liked his personality, his demeanor. He was an attitude guy. I always like attitude people. I told you that. I always like guys that had attitude. I told you many times before. These are the kinds of people that I gravitated towards when I watched the movie or something. Right? I told you, even when I was a young kid, I told you, the Ninja Turtles, and I've talked about it before. something so simple, something so childish, a cartoon like the Ninja Turtles. But if you think about all four of them, they had different personalities, right? They brought something different to the table. And I always gravitate towards Raphael. And the reason I did is because I saw similarities between me and him as far as our demeanor and personality goes, right? Everyone remembers Raphael, the attitude guy, right? The guy who didn't take no crap, right? He was the quote-unquote tough guy of the crew, right? Leonardo was the leader. Michelangelo was kind of like the goof and the funny guy, right? The party dude. And Donatello was supposed to be like the smarter one, right? The guy who was more technical and the thinker. That was their personalities. That's what made them good as a team to determine. You know, so to me, I always appreciate that about Russell Westbrook. So now when you think about all that from the Kevin Durant OKC situation, and then he goes to a team like the Rockets, right? With James Harden, that doesn't work out really for him. And then he goes to a Washington Wizards team, and you know, he's kind of like in purgatory there, like going to the Washington Wizards. But somehow, some way, he led them to a postseason of that season. If you guys remember, he got them into the playoffs, and he was good for the Washington Wizards, man. There was no Bradley Beal there, but he was on and off the court with the injuries and all sorts of stuff. So Russell Westbrook does that move. Then he's in the LA Clippers, and he's on the Denver Nuggets, and now he's on the Sacramento Kings, I believe. So we think about, with the Lakers, like I said, that's the Kings. So that stuff in LA really messed him up again. Like when Russell Westbrook's trying to get his reputation back, trying to just finish out a career, trying to help a team and be an impactful player on a team that can contend for a championship. LeBron James, remember, he brings these guys in. He wants these guys in Russell Westbrook, right? He brings in the Carmelo Anthony, the Dwight Howards, right? He brings all these guys in, Rajon Rondo. He wants all those guys on the team, and he, as a matter of fact, told us to keep that same energy. That was the season that Russell Westbrook came to the Lakers, guys. Keep that same energy. He said, guys keep talking about my teammates and they're this age and this and that. Okay, you guys keep doing that. Remember, he begged us, please, 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 please. He said, keep that same energy when the season starts. And this man played half a season. The team was all jacked up. And what does LeBron James do and his fan base do? They blamed on injuries. They blamed on LeBron James and these guys missing time. But he told us to keep that same energy. There's no excuses. That's what I'm saying. There are no excuses, man. There are none. All right? You either get it done or you don't. I don't want to hear about this, or this. When you told people, all right, y'all want to run your mouths? Because we laughed at that. We said, how is this going to work? And I told you guys, and I played that clip for you guys. I posted it today. Kendrick Perkins said that they would win 70 games. 70, guys. Not 17. Not 7. Right? 70 games. That season, they won 33, guys. 33. 33, not 43, not 20. They won 33 games. And he said they were going to win 70. 70. This is the astute basketball mind of Kendrick Perkins. See, this is what I mean when I tell you that these guys will make themselves look and sound stupid just to pump LeBron James up. Who the hell thought that the 2022 Lakers were possibly going to win 70 games? Only the LeBron James fan club members like Kendrick Perkins. They're not thinking clearly. They're not living in reality. They're just doing anything to pump up. And what's the repercussions of that, though? When they don't win the 70 games, when they don't come close to the 70 games. You never hear from them again, right? They don't bring it up in the excuse. Oh, when LeBron James' fault, but his fault. If this happened, this happened. Why are you calling out 70 games? Why you guys pumping them up on the why is LeBron James something that's in energy? So he thought that would work. He wanted to go to Westbrook team. We don't let him. We laughed at that. I said, from the Rondo to Westbrook, and how did you Westbrook play with LeBron James? And so a lot of you guys are finishing Russell Westbrook to the same thing. We knew the Russell Westbrook was in LeBron James. We knew what was going to happen. We know LeBron James. Once again, real, recognized, real. And the real ones, we recognize the fake ones out there. And LeBron James was the fakest dudes in the history of mankind. It's not just sports, guys. When you talk about being a grown man, carrying yourself a certain way, I'm talking about honor, class, integrity. It ain't got nothing to do with you being a professional athlete. Nothing to do with that. That's you as a person, as an individual person. How you choose to live your life. How you choose to hold yourself. Like the standards and the values that you want to live by. How you want to enforce that upon your family, the people you work with. Maybe you're a boss in a job or company. And you're in charge of this stuff. You're a leader. And that's how you want to lead. By example, those principles and values that you instill in your co-workers, the people that work for you, your employees. Maybe you want to make that your mission statement at your business. This is how I'm going to conduct my business. And everyone that works for me and works with me love themselves the same way, or you ain't gonna be working with me. You ain't gonna be around for this kind of stuff. You talk about Michael Jordan basically telling his teammates, y'all ain't gonna want to be here and deal with me if you ain't gonna get on the same page. You're going to get on the left, you ain't gonna have a choice. Either you're gonna break, sink or swim. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's real. Michael Jordan was real. You knew where you stood with him. The great leaders, the great men, the great people. Like I said, who lead by example, who are real with you. They're not fake, they're not cheaters, liars, scammers, none of this stuff, man. You are going to know where you stand with them, whether you like it or not. They're going to let you know that. That's not LeBron James. No, passive aggressive. He told Kevin Love, stop trying to fit out, just fit in. What the hell does that even mean, guys? That doesn't mean anything. How can Kevin Love fit in when you want to allow him to fit in? You won't let Kevin Love be Kevin Love. You should have let Kevin Love be him, but you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't allow Dwayne Wade to be Dwayne Wade or Chris Bosh to be Chris Bosh. Everyone's got to manipulate themselves, mold and adjust themselves for you. Once again, you're a fake ass LeBron James. You're not a real true teammate, and you're not a real man. Andy Davis had to sacrifice his reputation, his game. All of these guys have sacrificed their games and reputation just to play with LeBron James so that he can get off fame and he can get off glory. And they continue to bump him up as the greatest player of all time that never had help. So now we think about this Russell Westbrook thing. And you hear the comments and Russell Westbrook telling stories. And you know, I think we're telling you the story about how Will Smith came to the Lakers to give some kind of like, I don't know, motivational speech or something like that. And I mean, you think about that now, next year, Will Smith probably give you a speech or motivation. Will Smith needs a motivational speech right now. I don't know what the hell's wrong with Will Smith. And this ain't got nothing to do with that Chris Rock is. I don't even care about that stuff. Either that was crazy hell to me. And I'm telling you right now, ain't no grown man gonna walk up on me like that and just slap me in my face, man. I don't care if I said something and, you know, maybe they took it the wrong way. You're not your homie. That whole situation was weird. Like, Chris Rock, you like, what kind of man are you when you allow another man to walk into your personal? I mean, Will Smith walked from 100 yards away and walked straight up on you. There's no one walking up on me like that. And you know, Chris Rock didn't know this was scripted. He's privy to this stuff. All of a sudden, you see Will Smith come on and hit whatever. I don't want to go over the weeds with this stuff, but I ain't no way no dude's gonna walk up in my personal space like that without me putting my hand up or me taking a step back like, yo, you slow the hell down. What's going on? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get myself ready to defend myself. I ain't gonna get no slap in the face like that, man. And then after I get slapped just standing like this, come on, man, we would have been wrestling on that stage. They would have known that it wasn't a script. They would have known it wasn't fake. You know what I'm saying? Would have made that place anyway. So Will Smith comes, like I said, for some kind of motivational thing or inspirational speech. Will Smith's a very successful person, right? Very successful Will Smith. No matter how I feel about it personally, the dude's an actor. The dude can act. The dude's a talented dude, man. Right? We all loved Will Smith growing up. Prince of Bel-Air. I told you, Bad Boys is one of my favorite movies of all time, guys. To me, him and Martin Lawrence on the screen in Bad Boys, my goodness, man, sensational. But it can't be denied this dude lost his mind, especially now he's making music. Still think he's 25, 30 years old. I don't know what's up with these dudes, man. They need to just grow up. No one wants to grow up anymore. Nobody wants to move on with themselves and kind of go into that next phase. They can't do like LeBron James. He can't just go away into the next phase of life like a Kobe Bryant did. Like Kobe Bryant retired gracefully, right? He was humble. And I told you, Kobe Bryant was comfortable with himself. He wasn't worried about his legacy. He was secure in setting his legacy. You know why? Because the way he went out about his business, he knew he earned it, and he earned the respect of the people out there. So he wasn't really concerned about how he was viewed when he was going out. You know, the injuries in the last couple of years derailed him a little bit, but he still earned the respect for all the years and all the work that he put in. So he can retire and not have to worry about this stuff, man, and go into that next phase of his life, which is what we were all waiting for. The next phase, which we saw Kobe Bryant's greatness in the next phase, winning Oscar and becoming one of the great storytellers. And unfortunately, we all know after Kobe Bryant was able to live out that second phase. But this is what we're talking about. Look at Michael Jordan in the second phase of his life. This man living a life. He ain't worried about this golden phase nonsense. He ain't running around down here trying to rewrite history. Still Tom Scotty, all these fools in the mid-season, they're trying to rewrite his history and lie about him. He ain't worried about this stuff. He's comfortable in his legacy. His legacy is set. And his legacy is the greatest legacy in all of sports. This is the reputation that Michael Jordan earned in America, man. He earned this reputation. It wasn't given to him. It was fabricated. It wasn't created. He earned that legacy. The people's champ, Michael Jordan, man. Right when he goes out Everyone applauds, man. Everyone celebrates. He don't need to promote himself on social media, lie about his career, pump himself up on a podcast. None of this stuff, man. He said he's comfortable with what he did, the way that he did it, man. Like I said, so we are the ones here to continue to push his legacy and continue to set the record straight on these dudes out here. So, LeBron James in the face of LeBron James, dealing with some of this stuff, and Will Smith comes to talk, and LeBron James supposedly runs out of the room because he doesn't want to hear what Will Smith has to say, because I'm sure he probably thinks in his mind, who the hell's Will Smith? You know what I'm saying? I'm LeBron James. I'm not listening to this dude. So let's let the story with the fans. You know, maybe he left the room to try to be like, oh, I'm going to do it, listen to it. And then when Will Smith got there, everyone else kind of felt the same way. And they left, and then he came back. I don't know what's going on. We have seen LeBron James throughout the game. It's not about the incident there. It's about the totality of LeBron James' career. 22 years of being fake. Of being fake, man. From the start. Dude, you're fake from the start. LeBron James died right now all the time. Fake from the start, man. Getting all this preference and treatment from the start. Being given things from the start. So you're fake as hell from the start. Your career was manufactured from the start. Everyone talks about how great LeBron James was in high school. Yes, LeBron James was great playing in high school. But they talked about him and they were being fake about his actual playing skills and what he can actually do. He was being pumped up, stripped over athleticism, man. When LeBron didn't come into the NBA, he didn't come in like a Larry Bird or a Magic Johnson or a Michael Jordan, you know, for that matter. He didn't come in like those guys. He came in with height. He had height, like a lot of those guys did, like Jordan did. But he didn't really have the game. And he didn't have the impact like those guys did. Larry Bird had impact when he first came to the league. Magic Johnson had impact his rookie year. Michael Jordan impact his rookie year. The Will Chamberlain, the Will Russell, the Green Bay Packers, the impact was immediate. Right? And we know what those guys have in common. Right? These guys did not just go from high school to the NBA. Right? Even in the case of Will Chamberlain, and they took a whole Globetrotters for a year before he came to the NBA. So all these players went to school. They went to college, man. They developed, they learned the fundamentals. Right? They did something. And then they came into the NBA and they were ready to go. Right? Because they had the overall games. It wasn't just athleticism, which made them great. It was overall games. The hustle of these guys, right? The heart of them. These guys had the hearts, man. These guys were leaders, a lot of these guys. Like I said, so when you talk about LeBron James, man, it wasn't the same as those guys when he came in like that. So, you know, when we talk about this dude being fake, he's been fake from the start. From the start. His life has been fake. All the stuff that they say around him from the start has been fake. And they're faking all this stuff. It's like, now LeBron James is great. See, what they say that Michael Jordan is, like some of this guy Garcino, but Michael talking about how Michael Jordan was game. Come on, man, that's LeBron James. Michael Jordan never paid for anything. Whatever they promoted Michael Jordan as, they did it because of what he did on the court. When they come Air Jordan, they didn't make up Air Jordan. They didn't chosen one. He was Air Jordan. He became Air Jordan. They didn't just say, oh, we're going to label him Air Jordan just because he gets some hype around his name and make him look greater than he really was. No, he actually was Air Jordan. He didn't actually go out there and do that. When they say, is it the shoes? It's not because they're trying to sell sneakers. Oh, it's the shoes are great mark. No, because what he was doing, people were like, no, is it the shoes? He's doing it in the shoes. That's why all the kids wanted the Jordans. Because you wanted to do what he did in the shoes. But it has to come with your game. It can't just be Nike promote. Who was Nike to promote Jordan? They were nobody. They had no cachet. They were a running sneaker company. They had no cachet to sell basketball sneakers to anybody and promote a basketball player over the fake hype. Jordan lifted that entire brand up. When you got people like he was manufactured now, man. Michael and Jordan lived up to the legacy. Everything was built around his game. Let me think about that. LeBron James fake as hell. Fake personality, fake love for Kobe Bryant. Remember, LeBron James wins the championship in 2020, right? And he started talking about, I want my damn respect. You should have been using that time to talk about the Lakers franchise, talk about Kobe Bryant and what he meant to Lakers City, the organization, all that stuff. But instead, he used his platform to pump himself up. 2016 NBA Finals, Kyrie Irving does all this stuff, has a great series with great performances as a number 2 guy. Next to the big star, Scottie Pippen never did this for Michael Jordan. Scoring the ball like that, making big-time clutch baskets in a Game 5, he dropped 40, and in a Game 7, when he was clutch. And LeBron James goes on his podcast and says, oh, that made me the greatest of all time. Yeah, you know, that we came back, I know in my mind, that made me the greatest of all time. You never want to mention Kyrie Irving and oh man, that made Kyrie Irving. That gave him like great final shot in NBA's history. This is why no one wants to play with you, man, because you're not authentic, man. Like I said, you're a fake ass dude, and you never give your teammates any just due. Right? You're winning, you're talking and giving yourself all the praise and all the stuff. Your team is losing in the finals in 2017. You start talking about you're averaging a triple double. You're averaging a triple double, dude. You guys don't want to get in yet. And you know, I'm averaging a triple double. That triple double ain't do nothing for you. Your numbers is weak, man, because you're not playing defense, LeBron James. He didn't talk about defense, right? He called himself out of the game. I got to put on defense. I got to stop slow down Kevin Durant. Torsions out there because I'm not doing anything. I'm just standing around lollygagging. We've seen the video footage. Not lying about this stuff, man. LeBron James fake as hell. Reading off stat sheets. Remember the Russell Westbrook stuff. Russell Westbrook comes to the sideline and goes to Anthony Davis, LeBron James' dad, and they don't even look at that dude. They don't even look at him, man. They just ignored him. Remember, Russell Westbrook was getting death threats playing with LeBron James. This is LeBron James fan base. I told you LeBron James fan base is weird, guys. Weird stuff. They only care about LeBron James. They do not care about the NBA. They don't care about his teammates. That's why all his teammates are remembered for being lesser than and crap and bums, while Michael Jordan's teammates are celebrated as the greatest players of all time, the greatest players of their position. Steve Kerr is celebrated as Steph Curry in the 90s. Scottie Pippen is celebrated as the greatest all-around player in the 90s. Think about these statements. Dennis Rodman, when he played for the Bulls, he didn't make super team, but he didn't make the Spurs a super team. He didn't make the Pistons a super team in 89 or 90 or 91. They were never super team. Only when he got to the Bulls. He comes to the Bulls, all of a sudden, Ron Harper is the greatest defensive guy that never made a whole defensive team in the history of the NBA. This was their promotion, Ron Harper, and he was an excellent role player. That's what he was, a wrong player. Now they're telling you, yeah, Ron Harper's averaging 24 games for the Bulls, man. And we would like to do it to Ron Harper now, man. Ron Harper sacrificed numbers to be a role player on a winning team. Ron Harper was a journeyman. He had no home like that. He couldn't find a niche. And he was a guy that was a Jordan-esque type player when he first came to the league, and he had a devastating injury. And he just never really developed into that after that. So Ron Harper, instead of being a guy who put up stats on a crack Clippers team, decided to sacrifice numbers to win and play a role on a winning team. So we all love and appreciate and respect Ron Harper for doing that because he was key and vital to that second three-peat. But remember, he was a role player. That's the facts. But all of these guys are remembered for being good, for being great. They're never remembered being bums or less than. I mean, all the people here is John Banks and he first saved Michael Jordan. And that is all reality. But everybody else absolutely saved LeBron James way more than Paxton Kirk ever did. Those guys never get mentioned. They don't bring these guys up. Here's one to celebrate LeBron James here. Celebrate LeBron James there. The fakest superstar in NBA's history, guys, with the fakest fan base that does not care about basketball. They never played basketball. They never played sports. They don't care about competition. They don't care about holding him accountable to a standard. They don't want to celebrate his teammates. We know more about LeBron James' teammates than his own fans do. But they want to try to tell us about Michael Jordan's teammates. You weren't even there for that. You didn't know LeBron James' teammates. You're crapping on Delavado. You're crapping on Iman Shumpert and J.R. Smith. You're crapping on Timothy Mozgov and Jonas Lagowskis and Drew Gooden and Rudy Gibson and Delonte West and Antoine Jameson, right? Larry Hughes and all those. You're crapping all of these guys, Mike Miller, right? All these guys that played with him, Richard Jefferson, right? Jeff Green. None of these guys were any good. Everyone was trash, right? But everyone else's teammates were amazing. I'm telling you guys right now, LeBron James ain't sniffing a championship with John Paxson as his backcourt teammate, right? You out there with Scottie Pippen, Horace Grant, and Bill Cartwright. LeBron James ain't winning a damn thing with that squad, guys. Not a damn thing, man. And Michael Jordan won 3 in a row with them dudes. 3 in a row. With guys like Craig Hodges, Cliff Livingston, Bob Hansen coming off the bench, Stacey King, Scott Williams. And I'm saying these guys are not good players. They're role players, though. At best, role players. A lot of them are journeymen. Craig Hodges, Cliff Livingston, and Jordan. These guys are good journeymen. All right? That's what they were. That's the facts. LeBron James is like that, man. They hate. Right? So, once again, the biggest fan base, the biggest superstar team, continue to get called out for being big, guys. And that's why I tell you, we recognize real. I would say that's what? The real true basketball fans. his faith, his chalk toss, his love for Michael Jordan's faith. That's why he's that's what LeBron James himself has trashed Michael Jordan and trashed his era. Oh, that's an insult to say that Jordan can average 40 in this era. That's an insult to say that, but then you'll say Giannis scored 250 points in a 70s game. In a game, right? It's an insult, right? Meanwhile, I see clowns like Patrick Beverly tell me that Kevin Durant averaged 15 games. That's not an insult to honor him. LeBron James come out and be insulted about that. And none of this stuff. You guys are corny as hell. I think LeBron James not worthy to be in the top 5, top 10 conversation, guys. He's not worthy to be mentioned with the real dudes, the real superstars that were authentic, that were original, that were real. They weren't fake like this. LeBron is a liar. He's a cheater. He's a scammer. He's a con artist, man. He low beds on teams, low beds on the city, low beds on franchise, on fans. He don't care. He don't even show you an all-star game for his fans. Fake, do whatever, man. A lot of these guys are fake. Kevin Durant is fake as hell. James Harden fake. These dudes are not real. They're not. They have zero personalities. They only care about themselves and their bottom line, their dollars, their brand. They don't care about the game at all. That's how fake these dudes are. They act like they love basketball, but they don't love basketball. They only love, but they didn't love basketball. That's the problem with these guys. They don't play with that love of the game. The money's gonna come. These great players, they act like, I mean, you guys are getting so much money. You get endorsements now. It's so easy to get endorsements now. It's so easy to make money off of your name, your image, make an appearance. Hey, 20 grand. Sign some stuff, 20 grand. Go make an appearance here, 50 grand. I mean, my goodness. You guys can make money easy. These guys, the problem with these guys is they spend the money way easier than they get it. And they're weird dudes. I tell you, they're playing for money and fame, not for the love of the game, man. And LeBron James, the fakest king in the history of the world, man. He's faker than King Arthur, right? At least King Arthur, the story of King Arthur inspires you, right? It teaches you something. LeBron James doesn't inspire you or teach you anything. You guys know the deal, man. I'll get you guys on the next one. Yo, YouTubers, up to your place. It's red. Bad guys, hit that like button. Subscribe to my chat. What's up, y'all? Go for bad guys. Welcome to Back Man. Got this great video for you guys today, as usual, man. You guys know the deal on this channel. So about setting the record straight, stopping the lies, stopping the narratives, stopping them from rewriting history, guys. And in this video, I'm going to talk about this. Oh, I saw this weekend, man. I mean, I'm goodness, man. This weekend, these clowns out here, it's like they have nothing else to report on. And I saw this article from, of course, Dave McNamara, who is the LeBron James. I mean, he's the LeBron James publicist. I mean, that's really easy, right? These guys put out articles, they come from LeBron James. It's like, it's weird stuff. Anyway, get it out there. And the title of the article, guys, on ESPN, you go check it out right now. It's called LeBron James Helps Lakers Dissect Opening Night Loss. Dissect the key word there, opening night loss. LeBron James helps. Because in the film session, they're talking about LeBron James voice, right? Just asking questions, and he was giving his input. JJ Redick said that that's really great and really important. And it's, it's great to have LeBron James in the film session give his input. Really, we're going to talk about this video because I don't understand how they're going to come on an article about LeBron James helps them dissect the opening loss while he's sitting on the bench during the game. And then they talk about the film session. Once again, it's LeBron James' voice. Do as I say, not as I do. Leadership of LeBron James. Thank you guys. Definitely call the world. Everyone calls the state man. What's up in this channel? Once again, you guys know. I can see this on the channel. Shout out to the membership. Everyone that comes through the email, the messages. Like I said, guys, it means a lot. Thank you. You guys know what to do. Turn the volume all the way up. Hit that play button. Remember, these videos are for educational purposes. And let's roll. Now, I don't want nobody talking about my Giants hat, in the comment section. All right, I get it. All right? I get it, guys. I'm not talking about the Giants. Trust me, guys. I like this hat. That's what it's about right now. All right? It's not a Giants supporter wearing the hat. Because the Giants, that last week game was, I don't know about anything. I don't really want to everybody laughing with Giants hat on in this video, man. But anyway, once again, man, shout out to all you guys. And like I said, I speak all the guys to get the point. LeBron James helped the Lakers dissect opening night June. And I thought it was laughable. And before I even read the article, I kind of knew what they were going to be talking about. Because me and Aaron Rachel touched on this the other day in the live stream, and I told you about how they were always celebrate, right? Especially J.J. Redick last year. He was celebrating so many times during the season that LeBron James was helping the Lakers on defense with his voice, right? And J.J. Redick was saying the games, oh man, you know, when LeBron James out there, he really gets everybody in the right position. He's pointing out coverages. He's pointing out things before they happen. You know, his voice is really important out there in the court. He has everybody in the right place. You know, it's like having another coach out there. You know, all this stuff that J.J. was saying last year about LeBron James on the defensive end. He was talking about his voice on defense more specifically, right? Like I said, how he'll call them coverages and all this stuff. And the funny thing is, you know, J.J. say this, and go watch the video. And what do you see with LeBron James? Yeah, LeBron James like pointing at, I mean, that's something. He might be sticking out there. That's something LeBron James is talking about. That man is standing flat. Everything we're on defense. It was never because of LeBron James' voice on defense. But the Lakers got worse on D when Anthony Davis was gone. Did they not? Yes, they got a lot worse. And what happened? They blamed on Luka Doncic. Oh, Luka Doncic is lazy. He's out of shape. He can't play defense. LeBron James he's supposed to be the guy in shape. He's supposed to be the guy that everybody talks about. That's what shape he is in. How much of a freak athlete he is. And how is LeBron James still playing? The man didn't give no effort on D. No impact on D. He just stands around and points at people on D. So I thought it was very laughable. I saw his article, and like I said, I knew they were going to talk about it, of course. It didn't fail. This is what we hear from J.J. Redick, talking about LeBron James in the film session. So LeBron James can't participate in practice. LeBron James can't stream for games. LeBron James out there low managing with sciatica. Sciatica, guys. Could you imagine it? Like, I mean, just think about it, Sam. Like I told you guys, I've given you guys my injury history in my life. I've had lots of injuries. And I've put my body through a lot of stuff, man. I've done a lot of things, not just sports, man. Just, like I said, growing up in a house full of sports, man, I've got little lines around. West House Tigers, falling down a lot. I used to ride skateboards a lot, man. It's rough stuff. All right, you're going to get hurt and jacked up doing this stuff, man. You guys know we used to live back in the day. Kids was always outside doing stuff. Climbing fences, you get your legs caught on the thing, and you get scratched. I mean, all kinds of stuff, guys. Back, you know, I remember one time there was like a little alley or something when I lived in the city, right? There was a little alleyway. There was a bunch of like broken bricks and stuff like that. And we were throwing bricks in the building. And I remember I was like 7, 8 years old, whatever I was. I remember and let's go get one of the bricks. We were throwing it. And one of the kids threw it, man, hit me right in the head. I mean, this kid hit me with a brick, man, in the head. The brick broke over my head, man. Broke half over my head. Nothing, guys. Nothing. I'm not saying I'm talking about anything like that. I'm just saying, like I said, in the third quarter for no reason. It causes the Lakers issues. That speaks to your leadership and your head coaching. Lack of adjustments goes to JJ Redick coming out of the half, making these adjustments, having your team prepared, having your team ready to go. It's up to your leadership. Your leadership is supposed to have your team ready to come out of the half. Not lollygagging, not falling asleep. Prepared, ready to go for the start of the third quarter. And for some reason, the Lakers, more often than not, are not prepared coming out of halftime. So I don't know what they're doing. Whatever they're doing, they need to do something different. They have nothing to do with LeBron James' voice. They have nothing to do with LeBron James not being there. Right? Oh, they need LeBron James. No, they don't. No, they don't. And like I said, LeBron James and his voice, his input, they're saying that he help them dissect the loss. I can help you dissect the loss, and I wasn't even there. All right? I can help you dissect it. It's simple. Have your team prepared coming out of the halftime, my man. Have them ready for the third quarter. Real simple. And like I said, tell your team to stop chucking all these threes. Steph Curry and Buddy combined for 8 threes in that game. The Lakers as a team combined for 8 threes in the game. So I think they were like 8 for 32 or whatever it was. So they didn't take a whole bunch, 32 threes in this day and age. It's sad to say that it's not a lot. But you mean so you miss a lot. So once again, I don't get, JJ Redick talking about LeBron James. His voice is not necessary. His voice is not needed. He needs to shut that up. Let LeBron James take it. I mean, he needs to shut the rest of that. And trust the basketball plays the game. That voice, JJ Redick said, "Yo, look, LeBron James voice it. He voicing that. He the voice out there. He's in the place. He's seeing that. Question and challenge. LeBron James. That's the highest IQ. Not only evidence because he loves the gangs. His man was going to the basket. I'm not saying I'm a professional athlete, but I play basketball industry, guys, all the time.